Does Dave take the time to consider his legacy? Does he know the incredible impact he's had globally on so many people? I've been asked this before. Legacy is a weird word to me. I don't have any control over that. So I don't give a fuck about that. Think about it this way. Well, how many names can you really think of from 50 years ago, 100 years ago that still resonates? There's not many, man. I would bet there's a bunch of younger lifters, bodybuilders, powerlifters, whatever you want to call it. They probably have no idea who Joe Weider was. You start throwing around the word legacy, nobody's going to fucking remember who any of us are 200 years from now, no matter what the fuck you do. If you're trying to chase a legacy or leave a legacy, in my opinion, you're losing a lot of what you should be doing now. You're here now. I mean, we can't change what's in the past and we can't really totally predict what's in the future, but what we have control of is what we're doing right now. I don't care about that, and never even put any thought to it. The most important people that should remember me when I pass should be my kids. I'm more worried about that. What are they going to remember? What am I going to leave for them? What values in them will they be able to instill in the values and children that they may have, and so forth, because what gets passed down from generation to generation to generation, if our values, that has nothing to do with legacy. And I understand where it's coming from. My brain doesn't work in that context very well. I'm more public facing than a lot of people, but way less public facing than many more people. And I can tell you right now, there's far more criticism that comes your way than compliments. So what's the impact? Like, what's that mean? So I'm just doing the best that I can do to try to help people lift bigger weights, create a company that helps people lift bigger weights and do everything in our power to try to do this in a way that is free for the people that can't afford it. We talked a little bit about Louie. I talked about those people in the Finley Barbell Club that helped me out. There's a handful of people that took the time to help me when they didn't have to, they didn't need to. I don't even know why the fuck they did, but they did. And every one of them had a huge, significant impact on my life, a huge impact on my life. So my way to pay it back to them is, the live, learn, pass on, which is deep rooted, in me. And that's what the company's for. There's pros and cons of that. The pros are we can help a lot of people that can't afford it. The cons are we have to rely on other people to buy our products to be able to pay the people to help us get the content out there to be able to do this. So if, the product sales are not good, then we have to put out less content. The product sales are good, then we can put out even more content. So the frustrating part, I guess, is we're not impacting enough people to be able to put out as much content as what I'd want to be able to put out. So, that's the driving force. And that's kind of why it's been this effort since 2000, to kind of break down the content all the way to like starting grounds and then build it back in a different way to be able to have it expand exponentially over a period of time. As I'm working on a 3-year template, that was laid out back then. It's hard, man. It's hard when you're trying to do this and give it to people for free. It'd be much easier if we were selling content or I had online training services or online coaching app or some shit like that. Obviously the profitability would be way higher than I'm making on, in retail. It'd be able to scale a lot better, but how the fuck do I help those people that were like I was when I was that 13-year-old that went in that gym? They can't afford that stuff. So that's where my driving force comes in is, yes, I love helping people that could easily pay, you know, for online programming and all this other kind of crap, you know, but those are not the people that I'm trying to reach the most. The people that I'm trying to reach the most are the ones that need this the most. And like I did, and it will change them. You know, it will change the trajectory of their entire life. There's no way I can fucking sleep at night knowing that I missed the opportunity to perhaps help somebody that's in that range now and going through that if we can expose them to strength sports in any way, bodybuilding, powerlifting, just strength training in any way, to be able to help them, you know, get better, get stronger, get better at their sport, deal with life, whatever it's going to be. I want to do that, and I'm driven to do that. Each little piece of adversity that comes through the business drives me fucking more to do that. One of the biggest drivers for it is more and more people are not doing it. You know, as the industry has changed, more and more people will not take the time to help anybody for fucking free at all, you know, and services are being sold to fucking beginners that don't even need it. They just need a program. So there's a lot of really frustrating shit out there that drives me. What I care about is, does this trickle down to helping the right person at the right time when they need it? That's what I care about, right? Most of the time, that person is not in a position to be able to afford it. And they're not going to reach out to somebody and say, hey, look, can you help me out? They're not going to do it. People in gyms no longer fucking help other people out. You know, people online no longer want to help other people out.